Solve for x if 0 equals x squared plus 3x minus 3 times e to the x. To solve this, we use the zero product property, which states that if a product is equal to 0, then one of the pieces must be equal to 0. So that means either x squared plus 3x minus 3 is equal to 0, or e to the x is equal to 0. We know that an exponential function like e to the x is strictly positive, so this expression will always be false. This expression has no solution. Since e to the x is strictly positive. So now we try to solve x squared plus 3x minus 3. We would try to factor this first, which means look for numbers that multiply to negative 3 and add to 3x, but no such numbers exist. So that means that we would solve using the quadratic formula, which is x equals opposite b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Where a is the coefficient of x squared, which would be 1, b is the coefficient of x, which is 3, and c is the constant term, which is negative 3. So plugging those into the quadratic formula, we get x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared, which is 9, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 3. All over 2a, which is all over 2 times 1, so 2. Simplifying this, we get x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 21 all over 2. So our solutions are x equals negative 3 plus the square root of 21 over 2, and x equals negative 3 minus the square root of 21 over 2. It is correct to leave the answers like this, but if this were an application problem, you would most likely want the decimal answers. So for this first answer, that is 0.79. For the second answer, that is negative 3.79. So our two solutions to this original equation are negative 3.79 and 0.79.